everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this Netflix review. The fact that you are willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to consume my content really does mean the world to me. For those of you that are unaware, I review everything that gets released on Netflix. So if you're ever curious about a new movie, series or show, if it's any good, come to my channel and I will let you know. So subscribe if you haven't. So let's just jump right into the new Netflix series, Mai Neim, which like all Korean properties at the moment has just been so incredibly good. Of course, I'm not just talking about Squid Games, I'm also talking about Sweet Home. There's just been so much quality content coming out of Korea lately, and I have been loving it. But what is Mai Neim about? Mai Neim is ultimately a revenge story, pure and simple. We follow this young girl as she witnesses her father being killed, and we then follow her on an 8-episode journey as she works with gangs, as she works with the police to try and figure out who murdered her father, find out a little bit more about herself, about her father, about their relationship, and ultimately get her revenge. An incredibly simple story that is told with multifaceted and multi-layered characters, some absolutely fantastic cinematography and color grading, mixed with some absolutely breathtaking and bone-shattering choreography. This was just an incredibly fun series to watch from beginning to end. And I feel like it also had a lot in common in regards to the themes it tackles with that of Bangkok breaking. I feel like this is definitely a series that you can watch and understand these aren't perfect characters. These are human characters, and humans are not perfect, humans are flawed. And so we have these characters that we can watch and analyze and realize, cool, I don't agree with them morally. She might be the protagonist, but I definitely don't support our protagonist in this way, making these decisions. And we have that with all the characters. No one is solely good, no one is solely bad. Everyone is shades of grey, and I love stories like that. Stories where you've got to question the protagonist. You can even feel sympathy for the antagonist. No one is completely evil, no one is completely good. Everyone believes they are inherently doing the right thing in their own way, despite the fact that we do get some truly, truly evil characters in the series. In fact, some of the antagonists I just hated, and I was like, yo, I can't wait for you to die. But at the end of the day, I just found myself once again blown away by how well these characters were written. Again, no one is solely perfect, no one is solely bad. And so we have these situations where these incredibly complex characters find themselves in these incredibly complex situations, and their moral compasses are tested. And I love to see that in characters. That's a good example of a well-written story with well-written characters. But it's also backed up with some really good performances. The acting across the board was great. I can't think of one performance that I thought was particularly bad in comparison to the rest. They were all great across the board. And that's always fun. Well-written characters, a good story, and good performances. If you have those three, you've pretty much guaranteed that I'm going to watch your entire movie, because even though there might be other elements I don't enjoy, if I'm believing the characters, I'm believing the story, and I'm believing the performances, I am hooked. But thankfully, not only do we have those three things, it's backed up by some beautiful action sequences. This is a revenge story, and we get to see our protagonist get revenge. She is physical, she's tough, but she never crosses the line into a Mary Sue. Whenever I watch a new series like this, I'm a little bit worried. To put it bluntly, the feminist agenda in politics is being pushed incredibly hard. And so we have a lot of movies like the new Star Wars trilogy where Rey is perfect. Or even with Captain Marvel, for example, we get these female protagonists who can't do anything wrong and they never feel like they're in danger. They're overpowered and they're cocky, and sometimes they're just incredibly bland personalities are at the forefront. When it comes to this series, we have a female individual who is broken. Her father was murdered in front of her. And it's nothing but her determination that gets her to the point where she is, where she can defend herself against anyone. And so even those moments where you might not necessarily feel like she's in danger, or you feel like, oh, of course she's going to come out of this situation unharmed, she's only in that situation because of how determined she is and the work she puts into it. It's very similar to, for example, Rocky or Rambo or any of those other action heroes from the 80s. You might not necessarily feel worried about them, but it's only because you understand what they're capable of. And we understand what our protagonist in this series is capable of because we've seen what she's been through. She's a well-written character with weaknesses. She's not perfect, but you want to see her succeed. You want to support her. And she was just honest. She stole the show as well. So I really appreciated just being able to watch this series. But then yes, the cinematography was also really, really good. While we do just get standard shots, If you look at the first episode, there's this beautiful scene where you see this camera pass over a bunch of different rooms. And it's just an unfiltered look into everybody's lives. I thought that was incredibly unique. And there's clever shots like that throughout the series. But yeah, guys, definitely check out the series My Name. I thought it was brilliant. If you enjoy action, if you enjoy revenge, if you just enjoy well-rounded characters in general, this is definitely a series that you can enjoy. Honestly, with Squid Game getting all of this hype, I can only expect some of it to leak into this series because, again, they're both Korean, and I want to see this series succeed because it's genuinely amazing. It's really good. But guys, thank you so much for watching my review. It really means the world to me. If you haven't yet, please give this video a like, and I hope to see you guys again in another review.